My eyes were really hurting though, a little bit, because I've just been staring at screens all day. But as I was filling up water, I made sure not to stare at any screens, so I think we're feeling a little bit better. You know, we're good on that front. I just completely stopped making shorts too. Whoops. Like now I'm at the point I just forget now. I think that's why I need to stay in a freaking cycle, man, because I just forget now. I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably be doing that. It sucks, man. And also that I literally scheduled a full week of shorts and they got 0 views. Awesome. On TikTok. That's great, dude. I love that. Fantastic. So I take it didn't even show up on one person's feed the entire week. Amazing. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, Walls is coming for eliminating Electoral College. Yeah, can you do more of your progressive messaging like you did before your VP, Walls? That'd be great. Like honestly, that'd just be awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at the electoral college stuff. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the thing is, electoral college is stupid. It's literally because the founding fathers didn't want a democracy, but they're like, I guess we'll do a little bit, right? Like they were reluctant to even do the electoral college, right? Like, that's the thing. Because I think they want the House to choose the president. Like, we do that if there's a tie, but like, just straight up, that's what they wanted to do, I'm pretty sure. So like, yeah. They didn't even want it to be democratic in the first place. So yeah, that's awesome. There was something I was going to talk about that happened at school, and I was like, oh, this would be a good time to bring up a stream, and I don't remember what it was at all. It wasn't reviewing political ads, but I don't remember what it was. Dang it. This sucks. Ugh. Yeah, I completely forget it. I can't even think of like things before that. Doesn't help that I had Quiz Bowl. And was like working on sheets to make it better. So yeah, that probably doesn't help. Yeah. I don't remember what I was gonna talk about. I don't think it was anything Hololive related. I don't think. Well, I was gonna say, because we were talking earlier. It's not this, but it was something else. But I'll just say this now. I know, because my friend's also been looking at the electoral stuff, right? And like we keep talking about it, you know, like bringing it up, and I think I brought up like at this point I think it's a better idea for me to not care as much, because I think that's making me not want to do stuff. And they're like, yeah, but like it's kind of hard to like not follow it, you know, like. And it was like, oh yeah, it's like an addiction. Actually, it might have been what they said after that. I don't remember what it was now. But yeah, like I think it's true, man. It's just like it's probably better for me to not look at it, but it's so hard to not look at it because of how stupid it is. Like, I think if they were straight up running like a normal, like if they were the left party and running a leftist message, like I would not be as drained as I am now. I'm pretty sure I even felt it when Biden first dropped out, and like when that momentum came with like Walls and everything too, right? When he was picked. Like, I think I actually was more energetic. I felt a lot better about life. Yeah, not in this case. I have seen though, and I think it makes a lot of sense that like people are thinking like if the polls are like gonna be like wrong or like underestimate someone, it will be the Democrats. So like it is possible there still could be a landslide. I don't think there would be, because of like Roe v. Wade was overturned, right? So like obviously women are going to come out a lot more, and you even kind of saw the 2022 in the midterms. Yeah, a lot more women came out to vote. And I think there might have been another demographic, but yeah, they're going to be coming out a lot more to vote. So yeah, that does make me think it's a little better. I just don't know how like the polls get inaccurate is the thing, you know? Like, obviously there's a process, I guess, because yeah, there's just so many people that like you're just gonna miss a few, right? That's gonna vote one way or the other, and you're just gonna miss them. So that's probably really just what it is. There's only so many people you can pull at a time. 538 still has Texas up more than Minnesota, which I still don't believe. I just don't believe that, you know? Maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't believe it. Yeah, I was thinking like voter count's gonna be lower, just for the simple fact that like Democrats do better with a higher voter turnout, so that's basically what I just went off that with. But yeah, no, she's probably gonna do better than Biden overall in like states that like doesn't really matter. So like in the states she was already up by a lot, or states that she's not gonna win, right? She's probably gonna improve in them. I don't know what the swing states if she's gonna improve. I think they're gonna be closer. Which is like an electoral college system, not what you want. You know? Like maybe in a regular democracy where whoever gets the most votes wins, like that'd be great, but not an electoral college system. It actually sucks. You know? Yeah. I still don't remember the thing I was wanting to talk about was. I just don't at all. Yeah. Because the thing is, like, even be like, oh, okay, I don't want to talk about it. Like, now I don't even know what I want to do, right? I feel like I've been doing this for so long, right, that at this point I'm just like, I don't even know what I want to do. And I think part of it is the motivation thing, but I think also it's just like, I just have the same like 5 games, man. Like, sure, there's some variety in there, but like at the end of the day, it's like the same 5 games. I think I just need something new. You know? Or maybe get back and play Just Dance or something, I have no idea. You know, maybe do something like that. Give me a reset or something. I just feel like a lot of stuff needs a reset in life, you know? It's just a lot. The American government's a big one there. I think, though, like, there is going to be more of a movement for progressives. Like, right now, like, there's obviously a lot of right-wing stuff on the internet, right? But I do think it's going to get better. for like progressive movements. I think it will. I believe. So yeah. I think it will probably still take a little bit, but I think we'll get there. You just need to not have Bash's own social media platform, like the biggest ones anyway, like the biggest social media platforms. Once you can get past that, you know, then like I think you're good, but it's not great. Oh yeah, those polls in Michigan are polling a lot lower, and boy, I wonder why. It's almost like her stance on Israel hasn't changed at all, so then she's just losing all of those votes. That's crazy. I can't. Who could have predicted that? Like, who could have possibly predicted this to happen? Oh no. Yeah, we're supposed to do a sales pitch. I think my sales pitch is just gonna be like why Kamala and Walsh should change their stance on Israel. Which it's like a political thing, but like that's literally like for how they want me to do it, I think it's the only way like I'll actually do what they want me to do for a presentation. Because I don't know if I said it before, but like I just can't if it's like either like a not serious topic or like something I don't care about. Like, I can't. I'm either a 0 or an 11, dude. Like there's no in between. The only way I can maybe get in the middle is when I'm talking about something I care about and is serious. I think it has to fit both of those criteria pretty much. Except maybe Hololive, but I feel like even then I would just like meme on it a little bit, right? Like make some fun with it. I think that's the thing, because like I think it's part of my coping mechanism, which is why too. So like whenever I see like depressing stuff in politics and stuff, like I just always want to make like jokes about it. Like I just want to make it like lighthearted, you know? So like that's just who I am. I just want to find jokes and like humor and everything. I think that's what it is. Well, unless people just stay straight up like racist or like prejudiced stuff, then that's it's not great. But you know, other than that, I think typically like yeah, I try to do more comedy, which I guess from like on stream it probably doesn't seem like that, but in my head I think definitely. And like when I've imagined like I would talk about stuff, like I would just throw in a lot of jokes in between, right? So I think that's more of who I am. Yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about before and why that mattered. That's another problem. I just forget immediately what I'm saying. I'm probably gonna have to write a script. I don't even know what to write though, because it's supposed to be like I think a Shark Tank style pitch, and I have no idea like what questions would you even ask for that? Like how am I gonna do this? Like I think I can do 4 to 6 minutes because like that's the deadline he's giving us, or like the time frame he's giving us. Like I think I could do it in like 4 to 6 minutes. It's just I don't know what questions like would be asked, right? How would you ask questions about that? So yeah, that's rough. It's a little rough. Yeah, do I just do the singing voice acting stuff on stream? The thing is though, because I was like, oh, like I'll probably do once a day, because like I assume those vocal exercises, they're freaking like the same as any exercise, right? Like where it just will make your like naturally you'll just get better over time, right? So like I think that's something I should do off stream. Is otherwise I don't know if I would do it like on my off stream days, like days I don't stream. I don't know if I would do it or not. I think I would forget. I should probably do it after I take a shower, because at least then it's like a set time, typically, right? That's probably the best time to do it. Well, it's not set, because like whenever I take a shower, like how long a shower is, it kind of fluctuates, but I think just in general, just like after my showers when I start working on that stuff too, because then also I feel like more energized. And that was actually like my editing time before, like when I would edit clips, it would be after I took a shower. I think that will be a lot better though, the bulk exercises, because they won't be as long. So even if like I think I'm like past my bedtime, I think it would only be like 10 minutes, right? Probably. At most, even like maybe like 15 at most, but yeah, it'd be super short. Oh, you know what? I think I remember what it was, because I was gonna talk about college stuff. I don't know if that was it though, because I think there was something like earlier in that day, but another thing dawned on me that's like kind of not related, but it just popped in my head while I was talking about stuff. Yeah, so like I want to go to college, right? Honestly, I think going to college is just so like I can have more time to work on this, you know, because I really want to do this. So it can at least give me more time on this. But I think I will go to college, probably for like psychology and like political science, stuff like that. But the thing is like, I feel like honestly college, like where you go for a certain degree, I feel like in today's day and age especially, like I feel like it just matters a lot less, you know, because I feel like oftentimes you can just be like, oh, I have like a political science degree at such and such university, and I feel like most of the time people won't really think about the university, right? And they're just like, oh, okay. Like I think honestly they care more about the major, like what degree you have, than what university you got it at. And also in the world of politics, it can also be used against you, if like with JD Vance, with him being Yale, right? He went to Yale, so like that also makes me just be like, yeah, I don't care which college I go to. So honestly, my top priority for college is just like going to college with like people from my school, like in my high school, just so, like I have like a sense of familiarity, right? Like I'm not completely like blank slate, like okay, time to make some new friends, you know, like I at least have like a few like familiar faces there that can help me a little bit. Because I have a feeling I'm gonna just be like the same I am now, where I'm just in my dorm all day. Like I won't really go out. So yeah, I think having those familiar faces would be very helpful. The reason I say that is because I was overhearing them just talking about college stuff, and they were talking about a certain college. I don't want to say it because that would dox myself. Or if I do go to that college, it would dox me later. But yeah, they were talking about a certain college, and they want to be in like the medical field, right? So they were talking like, oh, it has a really good like medical program, right? And that college does. And yeah, I'm sure like because I said like your degree probably doesn't matter with college. I think specifically like political science and stuff like that, right? I think with medical, it probably does matter. I'm sure there's some fields where it actually does matter. I just don't think political science or like history is like one, you know? Maybe even psychology. Like, I don't know if those would really matter as much. I'm burping and yawning now. Great. And burping again. But yeah, they're talking about how great of a medical program it was. I should look at the ACT score requirement, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Hang on. Just let me see if I can even like get there. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, because I got a 23 in the ACT. The ACT is stupid, but I'll get to that rant eventually. I'll probably finish the story first and then rant about the ACT. Which I'm sure I've already ranted before on stream, but anyway. So yeah, they want to go to a certain and they were talking about the medical thing, right? And it's like, yeah, I'm just overhearing it, and it's people like I actually want to talk to, right? I don't talk to them much because, again, I said it I think last stream, but like I have a hard time initiating conversations. And then we actually don't have any classes this year, which sucks. I share class. I share study hall with one, but my other friend's there, so we just always hang out. And they also hang out with another group, which then that's even worse for me to start initiating stuff. And then also, there's another one, like another study hall, but like that one's like exclusive, like we're supposed to be quiet. So it's like, great. So I can't really talk then, you know? We did go to the same program last year, so like I'm sure it's still there a little bit. I mean, even they will like say like bye or hi to me, like if they like walk by. I just hate how easy it is for the wall just to build back up for me. Like it's happened so easy and so quickly. Like it's insane, and I hate that. But yeah. So we don't really talk much. So I was just kind of observing it, like the conversation, just hanging out. And yeah, just in my mind, I'm just like, man, that really makes me want to go to that college then. You know, like if they're doing that. The only downside of like colleges is like you have to do it early, and like I'd want to see where all of them are going, right? First before I make the decision, but I don't know if I'd get accepted is the thing. Like if I did it so late. So yeah, it's hard. I'd basically just be like, oh yeah, I'm hoping they do this, and then like, you know, if they don't, then like that's awful. It's really bad. But yeah, that was kind of my whole thing. It's just like with college for me, like the top priority is just like having people there from my high school, just so I have like some familiarity. That's like my number one priority. So yeah. Which I don't know if that's really a number one priority that most people have. I feel like it's actually kind of a more unique one. Because obviously I feel like when you're thinking about colleges, you're thinking about like academic stuff. But like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I think because also like I just don't want a bad roommate, you know? Because also I would bring this over, right? To that college, right? Or to a college. So like I would have to hope my roommates, you know, are like okay with it, or just like aren't jerks about it and will just like bust in my room and just like say random stuff, you know. Which obviously I don't think those people are. In fact, they actually had issues when like universities had a lot of like fraternities, so I think they would be respectful of it. So yeah. But yeah, that's just what I was just observing that and thinking about, you know. Yeah, the only thing is that they're also doing different majors, so I probably wouldn't see them much, but I mean, there's a chance maybe they had a dorm with them, you know. I don't know. Maybe I actually talk to them, then we could like organize something. Like, I just don't. Because again, it's so harsh for me to do that initial like start the conversation. I think once the conversation, like I'm in it, right, then it's not bad. But like because you know how I am, I can just talk for like a while, especially if it's something I care about. Yeah, when I'm not in a conversation, it's so hard for me to like start getting into it, you know. Like there was many times when they were talking about that, like I wanted to get into the conversation, but like I mean, I think it's also because like they were just going back and forth pretty quickly. Like there wasn't a whole lot of breaks. So I think that was part of it. But I think another part is just like, yeah, my body just didn't want to do it. Because I think it got to the point where I was unfamiliar with them again. It's just like, God, dude, it sucks. Ugh. Like, I think that might be another good thing of me getting friends, man. Is like, I think it would actually motivate me to do stuff as well. I'm just very unmotivated and it sucks. Or like my priorities are just like all out of whack and it sucks. Like, I guess I'm just gonna have to like power through it somehow, you know? Eventually my brain will just be like, alright, that's it, and then hopefully it'll start doing stuff. But I don't know, because I feel like even when I did like the editing stuff for a little bit, it still really wasn't enough. I even noticed too, because I think they were saying that with like you aren't lazy or something like that, where like you will just do the bare minimum that you need to do, right? Which that's what I am with shorts, right? They're the literal example and definition of bare minimum, right? I literally put it in the center, right? So like you just see the PNG, and there's not even like subtitles. It's just the moment, right? And there's no visuals, anything. It's just literally staring at my PNG. So like, yeah, it's literally the bare minimum because I don't want to do it, right? It's low on my list of priorities, which sucks because I think that's how you grow. And it's just like, well, great, dude, awesome. I hate doing it, and that's another problem for me then. It's like, well, how do I freaking grow then? Like, if I hate video editing, right? Like, and obviously I'm in just chatting, freaking like drowning in here. Like, the only thing I could think of is just playing games that like people like watching, but not very many people stream. Which is like the Wii games, I think. But yeah, like that's about it. That I have anyway. Because even like a lot of them are like, oh, this is the best game to stream if you're a new streamer. A lot of them were just like games that were like the most popular in the category. Like some of the most popular categories, and it's like, there's no way I'm not getting buried in there also. Like, what are you talking about? It was something like viewer to like, it was weird. It was like stream to viewer ratio or something like that, I think was what they used. But yeah, like it sucked. Because yeah, I think another thing is too, you just need connections, and like I don't have any, or like if I do, then like I feel like I have to commission them, and then I don't have the money, so then like I'm really just stuck, you know? It's like, that's another thing. There's a lot of people who take commissions that follow me on Twitter, so like I have options, right? If I have the money to do that. But yeah, like honestly, I might just ask my mom for money so that I can invest it and just like commission people to make stuff for me. That honestly might be what I do. I might not even buy like a game or like even like the Tekken like DLC or something like that. I might just commission someone to make something for me. Because I think in the long run, that's just gonna be a much better investment than, you know, just that game, right? Like that one extra game or something like that. I feel like it was the 2K games. I was really into like making like a whole like wrestling show or something like that. Then like maybe like that could have been a long-term investment also. But yeah, I think it would just be a better investment to commission people to make stuff for me. The only problem is that I have no idea how much like that stuff would cost, right? And I think I would probably get like $60, right? So like I don't even know if that'd be enough. I know it wouldn't be enough for like a VTuber model. Which is fine. I can still be a PNG tuber. Like I assume like drawing the background would be enough for like 60, but I have no idea. Like my stream background, like another PNG tuber, like I assume that'd be fine for 60. I have no idea though. And like, yeah, obviously that $60 is not enough to have an editor or anything, right? Like that either. Yeah. It sucks. If I get a job, that's probably what I'm gonna do first. Is just hire an editor so they can make clips for me. The thing is, like, I feel like I'm not very clippable. It's because I don't do anything. That's the issue. Like, that's another thing too that I think it demotivates me, is just that 0 people are watching. So it's just like, eh. You know, I think if I had people watching, like, I'd be more engaged, like, more into it, but because nobody's watching, it's just kind of like, well, alright, I'm just kind of hanging out. You know, there's also that. I need to get out of just chatting, though. Like, that's something I should be doing. I'm just there, hanging out. Yeah. I hate it. Like, yeah, I think the thing that just sucks is, like, legitimately, I think the only way I actually grow is if I get a job, like a part-time job, and make money. So then I can, like, commission people to make all of this look good, right? And, like, hire an editor. Like, I think that's the only way I grow. That, like, I would enjoy, right? But the thing is, like, I don't want a job. And, like, I think that's why I looked up, like, the online survey and stuff. But even then, it's just, like, I don't know, man. I feel like they still seem a little shady. You know? Just a little bit. I think also, like, when you redeem them, it's gift cards. It's not, like, straight up money. I think it's just gift cards you redeem also, so that, like, literally wouldn't help me. Unless someone who needs a commissioner would really want a gift card from that store. But yeah, I assume they would take, you know, like, just cash over a gift card to a specific place, you know? Yeah, I think that might honestly be my main demotivator. It's just because, like, I feel like I'm just stuck, you know? And, like, I have this thing with games where I'm just like, well, it's the same stuff, man. And, like, even though it's been, like, probably a while since I played any of the games, like, I guess in my head, it just hasn't felt like it's been that long. Like, it feels like I just did it, you know? So, I think that's my issue. Like, yeah, honestly, if I had, like, 2 or 3 more games, maybe, like, then I would be, like, playing that stuff again. Like, even, like, the older stuff, but... yeah, I think there's just a lot of stuff that's making me just overall demotivated right now. It sucks. Because, like, I feel like with my thoughts and what I'm thinking, man, like, it's so ambitious. It's just, once it comes down to it, man, I just can't get the motivation to, like, do it. I just can't, man, and it sucks. Because, like, even, like, me, like, demotivate, I can see, like, I have ambitious ideas. It's just once it comes down to, like, actually, like, you know, capitalize on those ideas, I don't do it. And it's so frustrating. It's just like, what am I doing then, you know? Like, I'm wasting my time. Like, honestly. Just sitting here doing nothing? Like, I don't know, man. Just sucks. I feel like it's ironic that I'm sitting here ranting about not doing anything while I'm sitting on a stream doing nothing. But, like, I'm just so out of it. And again, I think it's just, like, everything going on, man. That's just, like, adding to it. That's really what it is. it's even, the thing is also, like, I'm not even sure if I'm entirely happy just like with the life I have right now, you know? Like even then, I mean, it might just be because like I suck at like general house tasks and just like basic life skills, and like I know I'm gonna need them. And so there could be dread from that, where like if I know I didn't have to, then like maybe I've been like oh well, alright then, like who cares? Like it could have been like that as well. I don't know. But yeah, it sucks. There you go, the yawns. Yeah, I should work on the singing voice and just my voice in general if I want to do stuff with it. Because yeah, I do feel like I actually don't have that much of range. So I'm also doing that would help with my range as well. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be so demotivated because again, with me not having money, it also means like I can't do most services, right? Because a lot of them require a subscription service. And so obviously when you don't have money or like a sustainable income, like constant money coming in, right? Like I can't do anything about that. So yeah, there's also that. Where it's like, oh, I can work on this stuff too, but like, oh, well, you gotta pay a subscription service to use like all its features, and it's like, great, dude, awesome. I think my issue with that then is like, I haven't seen like what you can do with like stuff on free trials, right? Or like free versions without the extra stuff being given, right? So that also dissuades me. So I'm just like, well, you can barely do anything with this. So yeah. I've also like, I've noticed I don't even want to stream, man. Like, I think the clips are going so bad, like, I mean, it's happened in streams before too, right? Where I just didn't stream because of like, oh, I rather want to watch this video, right, than stream. And it's like not great, dude. Again, I think, and I said it earlier, like if I actually had people watching, like it would dissuade me. It's just that I have nobody watching me, so I think that's why it's easier for me to make that decision. Right now. Than if I actually had people watching me. Yeah, it just sucks, man. Because I do feel like I just have the ambition, it's just the motivation's not there. I have the ideas, it's just when it comes to start acting on them, I just don't. I hate it. I do think though also some of it is probably just my childhood in general. Like I just wasn't taught how to deal with this stuff either, really. So like it's also tough for me to get through it in that way as well. I'm gonna yawn again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna spend my money on commissioning someone. Because the thing is, like, it's at least a start, right? More people are gonna be interested to click on my thing, probably. So like there is that. I still, again, don't think I would be able to get an editor. Like, there's no way I'd find someone who's willing to do video editing without being compensated in some way. I don't think. I mean, the thing is, like, I would literally just only have them do shorts. And, like, if they just want to only do subtitles, I'd be alright with that. Like, basically just how clip channels are with Hololive, right? That's honestly all I'd want. You know, like I wouldn't want anything crazy necessarily. It's just like I'd want someone to just constantly do that for me, right? Because for me, I just don't like doing it. Like even just something as simple as that, I don't like doing that with video editing. I don't enjoy it. Yeah, just having someone to do that, even like that bare minimum, man, just constantly, like, that'd be really nice. I will say though, in the world of VTubing, it does seem like clippers are like way more common. Like for YouTube anyway. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it just seems like VTubers just have way more like clippers, like clip channels. I'm not sure if like VTubers were what's really started like clip channels becoming a thing. I can't remember. I feel like it might have though, because I feel like people started doing that like 2021, 2022, something like that. And I think that's when like clip channels would have been clipping VTubers. Right? So I think at least part of the rise of it, and like so many people did it, I think was because of VTubers. And like their clip channels, right? Or like people who clip them. I think that was part of it. Because yeah, I feel like clip channels are a more recent thing, at least on the scale it's at. Like, it's not more recent. Or on bigger scale more recently. So yeah, I mean, not too recent, but like, yeah, I think it was like 2021 recent, stuff like that. Yeah, that's like all I want. I mean, there are also obviously a lot of VTubers that don't get clipped either. But yeah. It's just frustrating. Because even then I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do these bits, like, for what I think about in clips. I haven't thought of any of them. And I think, honestly, I'm just going to forget. You know, like recording those bits, and also they're just gonna look really bad. Like, I don't know how to improve on that though, you know, like, other than like actually having a better way of recording it. You know, because how I would do it is just like record it with my phone up to my face, basically, right? It was how I did the other live action shorts, and so it's like, I don't know, man. It just, something about it's just off, and I don't know what it is. It sucks. Like, I know I've just been complaining the last few times, but like, it really is true. Because like, obviously I don't know, so I'm on my phone because like, yeah, I'm enjoying it then, right? I'm looking at these like funny clips and all that, yay. But then when I'm like taking the time to like actually like, because stream is like the one time like I don't have that, right? I have like that little bit of a break other than like maybe like sleeping, but then I'm thinking about sleeping, you know? See, this is like the one time I get to really like think about it and like, you know, think about like doing stuff, right? And yeah, like, it just sucks. Like, I think I legitimately just need to watch streams. Like, I can't watch clips because like it's not great. I just bounce from like one clip to the other and like it just keeps going. There's no stopping for me. Like, the only times I stop maybe is when I'm like, oh, I want to ride the exercise bike, and then I do that for like 30 minutes, and like then that's it. It's like, yeah, because I just don't think about doing other stuff. And I think if I had headphones or like something else by itself for this computer, I probably would do other stuff. I just don't, because I use the same earbuds for both my phone and my PC. So like, if I wanted to listen to something through my PC, I have to take it off from my phone to the PC, which is rough. It's a rough transition. So yeah. It just sucks. I mean, at least it's not like as bad as what I was going through that week of driver's ed, but yeah, I've just been like complaining, and it's just like, I mean, I don't know, like, is there actually a thing for like Gen Z being like less motivated? There's depressed, so lonely. I gotta just say more conservative. Gen Z is not more conservative. Maybe the men, but like even then, I think when they look at stuff like that, it's mostly like men that are voting. You know? So I do not think Gen Z is more conservative. Why is Gen Z's demotivated? I chose family and relationship with a career. Excessive overtime, blocked vacation requests, calls outside working hours. Yeah, I think it's the technology. So that's also like not great with me just watching the clips. Yeah. "72% of survey parents reveal that they feel guilty almost immediately after raising their hands on their kids." Is this a right-wing answer? Or like a not serious one? I don't think that was a real answer. Just look at it, I don't think that was a real answer. Oh, and r/Jordan Peterson. Yeah, that's gonna be great. That's gonna give me the answer I want. Oh, Psychology Today. This one's probably gonna be good. Yeah, there's also a lot of political stuff going on too. Like, there's so many different stuff going on, and I think, yeah, the internet is probably part of it, and like the stimulation, right? And just knowing all of this. And because, like, yeah, I think that is definitely some part of what's just making me demotivated. Yeah. Oh, they're saying the media with being like apocalyptic. I don't think it's the media. Like, well, I think it's the news, but like the media is like fictional stuff. I don't think fiction is what. That never made me feel like that bad, right? Like, I don't think those brought me down, you know? I don't think it's that, but I think that was just one hypothesis I had. It seems like there's multiple. Yeah, I don't think media being apocalyptic necessarily like makes it bad. You know, like it converts. I think it's probably the same way with like violence in video games, right? Where like it affects some people, but like it obviously doesn't affect everyone. I have a feeling it's probably the same way with that, in the way that I don't think I get affected by it, but yeah, maybe it affects other people. Yeah. Yeah, they're reporting compulsive use of smartphone society and pornography. I like how that one's just in there. And those have been proven to cause anxiety and depression. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like even when I have like resilience talks and stuff too, like it still doesn't help me. This is a tech blog. I don't know if this would be the best for it. I mean, they are using graphs. Yeah. I think why most people don't want to work is because, again, they're like with me where they have this demotivation thing going on. So, like, I think Gen Z does feel more demotivated. But yeah, I think there's just a bunch of factors that lead into it, right? And why we feel that way. And I do think also social media can help with that. Yeah, I think it's like there's a demotivation problem we have here. I'm sure it's not like catastrophic yet, but like it is. I feel like it's starting to get to the point where it is a problem. Just like looking at those numbers, and it was those from like 2 years ago even. So like maybe it's getting worse now. Yeah, I'm just so out of it, man. I just wish I wasn't. Dying again. Awesome. Well, I think like is also too like when I play a game, I'm like, well, what can I even do with it? You know, I'm just playing a game, which I think also just means like I'm losing like kind of what I enjoyed doing at the beginning, you know? Like I was just playing a game and like recording and having fun, and now I'm not doing that. And like that's a problem, you know? Like I should be able to go back to that. Yeah.
The YouTube Music app has the power to sense what you like from the moment you open the app. It's almost like it can read your mind. That's what I was going to say. Get YouTube Music Premium. Try 1 month free.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think me being on Twitter is not helping. Like, I don't think the YouTube thing is necessarily bad, because I have heard also, like, there's so many stories, and, like, obviously, as someone who's watched YouTube basically their whole life, and I think, like, basically exclusively the past decade, maybe a little later, but I watched exclusively, maybe, like, 8 or 7 years, but, like, there's been so many cases where, like, yeah, people have come up and been like, yeah, no, you, like, changed my life, you know, you helped me get out of a dark place, right? So, like, I think that doesn't necessarily hurt, right? But I think, like, the Twitter and, like, the news stuff, that's what can hurt a lot more. Well, and also, I'm sure excessive use of, like, the social, like, even, like, YouTube videos, which is what I have going on. I'm sure that doesn't help either. I think my brain's just so locked into a schedule is the problem, though. So, like, either it'll just forget to do stuff, or, like, it's so hard to just add it into the schedule, which is another issue. And then also you have the unreliability of, like, clips, because you have no idea, like, what you're gonna find interesting, like, what you want to watch, right? And for how long. So you also have the unpredictability of that. And then you're like, oh, I really want to watch this next one, and then, like, by the time you know it, like, 30 more minutes passed, even, like, a couple hours. It's like, man, it sucks. And, like, I'm thinking it's the weekend tomorrow, but it's not. It's the middle of the gosh dang week. I mean, this is definitely the most insignificant year I've ever had. Like, I do, like, nothing, dude. I do, like, freaking nothing. Which, again, I think that is another reason why I'm feeling so demotivated, is because at school I do nothing either. Like, I do absolutely nothing. So I think that's another reason as well. And then also just with school in general, like, you wake up earlier, right? So also, like, it could be, like, just not getting enough sleep also. Like, just going super simple, right? And, like, a very common answer. Like, I think there's just a bunch of different factors that are playing to why I feel so demotivated. I'm sure a lot of other people do, right? Because I feel like in most cases, honestly, like, it's even only, like, 3, maybe 4 cases, right? Like, or reasons. But I feel like with me, there's probably, like, in double digits, and, like, what's making me feel so demotivated, right? Like, and, like, all this stuff is contributing, and it's all put together, and it sucks. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there, because we hit 9. Like, I don't want to keep ranting about how demotivated I feel, but it's just like, I really don't feel like doing anything. But yeah, maybe I just need to, like, for one of these times, just, like, say screw it and just start something. Because, like, then I think I'll actually just enjoy it. But again, for me, it's so hard to initiate the thing that, yeah. Like, I think I just need to learn to, like, start stuff, you know? I need to learn to do that, because that's my issue, I think. I don't start stuff, so then I just don't do anything. Yeah, maybe, hopefully I can, like, change that. Yeah, see you Friday then. hopefully for something else. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, so let's see.